Yes, people, welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again, fresh after our 1-0 win against Fulham at St James's Park yesterday. I just got back home for 1:30, feeling positive, feeling great. And I got two Newcastle fans as well, Peter Pollock and Mason. Mason, you're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, I can hear you. I usually do. I usually put myself on mute.
Fair enough, fair enough. When we go on live, then it should be on mute. But well, you know what I mean. Anyway, good evening to you guys anyway.
Right.
All good, all good.
All good, all good. Champion. And guys, if you like the video, like what you see, give it a like, hit the subscribe button as well. Also, super chats are open as well. And also, if you'd like to become a member, the link is in the description. It's just 99p. So I got to say big up to Toon Review as well. Beating Paul as well. Big up to Paul. Magpie Channel as well. Big up to you guys as well. Getting a good chance to interview, which is fantastic. Thank you so much indeed. Just a bit of breaking news from Craig Hope as well. That Bruno Guimaraes, his ankle twisted his ankle yesterday. You look at that week or weeks and not months. So that is really good news as well. So we badly need him for the Southampton game at home. And he's got to be coming in very well. We go for the comments straight away. We've talked about yesterday's game. Big up to Revival. I think Newcastle, if they don't improve their squad, as Liverpool are going to be bought by Catalan. If PSG are the blueprint, we never get you up in football as our owners don't like spending. Well, listen, at the end of the day, what Liverpool decides to do is up to them. But I can guarantee we've done 225 million quid and a half spent. Big up the Chess, by the way. Big up Chess. Thank you, man. And you know the rules of the show. And it's in there. It's not that the owners don't like spending, they don't like paying over the odds for a player who might not fit the business model or football style. When Wilson's injured, they could have got Isak, and we definitely need a midfielder as well, people. Great comment, cheers. Even to Mike and Mag, long time no see. Great weekend full of Toon. Hi, Chess, Tony, and Tony. As Tony won't be able to come on and eat because he's got to go into hospital. Remember the family as well, and I wish their family all the best. Tony, if you listen to my guy, my heart goes out to you, mate, and I just hope they pull it through. Oh, and Spurs have City twice, and Fulham in the next 3 games won't be easy. I think Spurs will not make top 4, let's be real. Big up to I Like Coffee. Unfortunately, Rules can't make it tonight. Evening off, and I appreciate that as well. Big up to Jules as well from Norway. I'm good. I hope you're good as well, my guy. Appreciate that. If you're saying hi, I Like Coffee. Hi to you, mate. And I've got Ian 12, 200 Black Army. Big up, my man. Big up, Ian. Top guy he is as well. Big up to Alan Little. Hi to you, mate. Hi to Jan. Hope you care. Big up to Leslie. Leslie's now a new mod on my channel. And I appreciate that. And also, I'm on that as well. And you got one here. Les. Hi. Cheers to you. Hi to Jules as well. Hi to Jules. Big up to Wayne. Hope you came, mate. Hope you're absolutely fine. And just like the way did John sing today's in the window too? I cannot sing to save me life. Maybe you're better singer than I am, mate. There you go. Any news on Bruno? Yes, Jan. It could be out for a week or weeks and not for months. So it's all pretty positive, according to Craig Hope. So how many weeks to be out for? I have no idea. I just hope it's not too long as well. Big up to Paul, by the way. Hope you're okay, mate. Even to Pilar Keith. Is there any truth about Besiktas who wanted John Joe? Then we have to buy my opinion. Have you heard of that one, Pete? I haven't heard that news, mate.
No, I've not heard anything about that. Plus, if John Joe's out for a while, I don't think he'll be going in this window. He's injured anyway, so I can't see him leaving in this window if he's got a serious injury.
I agree. No use if you're for the medical for a start as well. And his injury record's not the greatest as well. I wish him a speedy recovery, by the way. Big up to Mr. McTeer. Hope you're okay. And that's good news on the circumstances regarding Bruno. Still think we need 3 in this window, even just to strengthen the but he's absolutely right, Alan. You're right, Alan. We definitely need a midfielder as well. We need to improve the squad. So, John, not sure. Big up to Gary D, by the way. And even to Julie J. Julie, you got to come on the show very, very soon. Hi to Facebook user. I need you give us your name, and then that'd be cool. And got one say, Flan, it's Flan but Roof, by the way, in the comments. Keep them coming in, please. Big up to Jeff Coates. Even though none of my family share, can Isak and Wilson play as a front 2? Mason.
Yes. Obviously, it showed like when Isak come on, it works. I was impressed with both of them too yesterday. Both when obviously Wilson on his own, and with Isak coming on, it just Wilson was a bit better. And honestly, I was really impressed. And then you see in the 88th minute, good play like by Longstaff, and Isak scores. It just shows you. Yes, he's been out for a while, but it shows that Isak can work with it with Wilson, and obviously Wilson can play with anybody else, but apart from Chris Wood because he's a liability. And if we get somebody in this window, striker wise, it can work with either Wilson or Isak, because if we play a two, we will get more chance of scoring a goal or making any more chances.
Fair enough. Look at like the Ruben Neves still could be on. We need him. Also, Liverpool wants as well, Pete. Ruben Neves, I take him at Newcastle 100%. That guy is brilliant.
Absolutely, yes. Can score worldies outside the box as well. Can play as a CDM as well, definitely. So a kind of area we need to cover as well, considering Shelby's missing and now Bruno could be missing for possibly a little bit. Yep, he ticks the boxes and improves the side.
Gets booked a lot though, Pete, but I take him all day long. That is brilliant.
Absolutely.
He's class. I heard that Paul Shelby needs to play 2 or more games to get a contract extension, which is why Besiktas are looking at him as well. And even to Lukey G, Lukey M, Lukey, hope you're okay. Facebook user, I'm not going to put it out there, but you have to tell us your name. If you tell us your name, then I'll read yours out, mate. But I do get the message, and I will do. Big up to At a Time podcast, by the way. Isak is back like he's never left. Good win by your Newcastle side. Absolutely. It's a massive win. We'll talk about it later on, by the way. That's what I believe. 7 to 14 days, the way he's twisted his ankle, it's a boost. That's it, Jan. Pure luck yesterday, we got all 3 points. Defense, good attack, really bad until a lucky goal at the end of the game. Since he came back, we lacked final third. And with Bruno, do you see any incomes? We need to, 100%. Another rumour is Moore is going to be sacked. And can you believe it's Rafa to Balism? That is a rumour now to elsewhere. I heard that as well, but he's not sacked yet. But if it's going to be Rafa sort of thing, if he goes to West Ham, I think he'll keep him up. I really do think that. Besiktas probably look at Shelby because Dele Alli has been such a success for them. Yes, indeed. Well, if they do go for Shelby, even though he's injured, I tell you what, I'll drive him there. I even pay for the tickets to pull one-way ticket there. If we try to change formations, we could lose a lot of games. We spent over a year playing 4-3-3. At this point of the season, you will be mad to change. Yeah, 4-3-3 is the way to go. Just jump the chairs as well. For me, John, is not too up top. We need a swingers who score and aren't having since we came back from the World Cup. I mean, if you can get the wingers in to score goals, Miggy could do it. He's having a wonderful season, 9 goals this season. ASM's not been playing much games. Jordan can play that as well, but we could do with a winger as well, 100%. Big up to Joe, by the way. Rooting for you guys to break the top 4 this season and win a cup. Joe, big up, Joe. That's how we do it. We are going to rattle the big 6. I really do think that. We're already halfway there. And Joe, if you hit the subscribe button, please, that will be fantastic. Thank you, mate. Good news on Bruno injury. Craig Hope said a week or weeks, not months. Thank you. Not bad. I did change it up, to be fair. Right, we're going to talk about yesterday's game. Pete, Eddie's chosen a same 4-3-3 again. And everyone is asking if Jordan's going to play. I thought he was excellent yesterday, despite what's going on over him.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of debate whether he's going to play it or not. I think Eddie Howe just probably had to say, right, we'll push the drink driving charge aside for the moment. Yeah. We'll let the club and myself deal with that privately. The same with the police, the courts, everything as well, who you name it, that's going to be involved with this. But Eddie Howe's thinking, Joe's been excellent this season. We need him out on that football pitch. And he can repay the fans with a good performance. And that's exactly what he did. top performance, hold of play, fantastic, passing skills, superb. And I'm glad he was back in the side because just shows why we need him at the moment, because he's that crucial, and his performances is what helped us get to where we are on the table. So that is why Eddie said, "You're playing. I have to play you. You're too important to be left out of this side at the moment."
Totally agree. And I tell you what, Jules had a wonderful game yesterday, despite the problems off the pitch, off the field issues as well. So big up to Joe, by the way. I wonder whatever happens to get Madison in, unless that would be a summer sign. If anything, it would be a summer sign, in my opinion, Julie. So I don't feel Leicester let it go in January. I think they might keep him because they're in the relegation dogfight, and he'd be too important for them as well, in my opinion. Mia hasn't scored in 5 games yet. His eye for goal may have gone. Remember the World Cup? May have broke his form a month off. Did something to him going forward, Mason. It's all about Miggy's off form. And look, everyone's going to go off form for a little while, but yesterday he did try. But
yeah, he still put a shift yesterday.
He did. He did indeed. Let's go on to the next one. Sefton's on Hussein, good evening to you. And Sefton, hope you're okay. Tony's not here tonight, I'm afraid, but I will pass on, say hi to you as well. If you bring another player into our squad, which player would you be happy to lose to keep our squad to maximum 25 allowed? Mason, who would you lose and get in?
I would probably, with the speculation, Fraser, because obviously we've seen from Paul the day that him and Darlow are like being told they can find different clubs. Obviously, I can put Darlow in as well, because Fraser has been outperforming this season, which is a shame, because like the second half of last season, he was doing really well when Eddie Howe came in, and then something must have happened. Something must have happened through the summer to make him the player he is currently, and it shows you the performances he's put in. He hasn't been in the squad. He hasn't played much since he's, God knows when he played, but I think this is the right time to lose Fraser, because he needs a fresh start somewhere else. Will it be Southampton? Will it be back up in Scotland?
Yeah.
And with Darlow, I mean, he's fallen down the pecking order because you've got Pope, obviously. The Bravcast came back from your team, John. And we've got Gillespie and Karius. I don't know what's going to be happening with Karius. Will he be staying? Will he be going? But to me, Darlow's another player who needs a fresh start. Yes, there's been talks of like Stoke, Middlesbrough. They're the only two who are after Darlow. And for me, because obviously they've just Stoke's a perfect example, because they've just lost Josef Burzic to Scott Park as Club Brugge, and for me, working under a manager like Alex Neil would be getting the best for Darlow with an experienced squad who hasn't played well this season, and if he works with Alex Neil, he'll get the best out of him. To me, I would probably release him off his deal, or just say we get how much tell Stoke how much they want, and then we'll just Stoke and get the money, because we know that the Stoke owners are very wealthy, and they can just pay the right amount of money. Right, they can pay. Obviously, you've seen that they can pay decent wages as well for caliber players in this league, and in the Championship. Sorry, to be fair, and just I think if he wants to be closer to his family, because he's from down that way anyways. So to me, I would like to see obviously, I'm agreeing with. I don't know how many people, but I'm agreeing with Fraser and Darlow need to go. I'll happily see Darlow go to Stoke City because they're a keeper short.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair comment. Joelin has been our best player, even over Bruno for the last month. I tell you what, he's been absolutely fantastic, Joelin. He really has. Here we're looking at the right back from Leon, Malo Gusto. He's a good mate with Bruno. I heard of him, but I never ever seen the lad play. But I heard Leon has got high regards from this guy, and he's a young player. But I think they'd love to keep him for another season or so before they could just let him go. But young lad, and you just get better. Our player needs to be familiar with other formations. Just one of the reasons why we saw against Fulham when we lost Bruno, adaptation is vital. Chess, you're absolutely right. I mean, you need to have a plan B. If you haven't got a plan B, then we've got a problem. Against Arsenal, we did have a plan B. We just defended for our lives. Simple as that. So Eddie has got a plan B. It's as simple as that. But good point, Chess. Jordan was brilliant. He's improving them more. If that was possible, that's from Julie J. You're absolutely right again. Joel Linton just gets around. I love Joel Linton. He goes, he tackles, and he's not shy away, sort of thing. And you need players like him. And he has been absolutely fantastic this season. The atmosphere was terrible, and Madison wouldn't pass a medical. Pete, what's your take on that, mate?
Seems to have quieted down the Madison deal a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll just wait and see. Anything could still happen. Possibility. I mean, if it doesn't happen this window, there's always the summer we could go from then.
True. Yeah, I mean, going to talk about more of the game. I thought ASM played well yesterday. It's madness that some people want him out. I tell you what, I think he did all right. I mean, he did track back, by the way. I've noticed that as well. It was unlucky with that shot which whistled past the post. But other than that, I mean, I just thought he did a good game. Probably will be after the court case end of a month. That's in Julie J. I'd lose face on Murphy for attacking inside forward. He can score. Of course, none of them are wingers. Which can happen as our attack in a 4-3-3. They are not 3 forwards, not one. And yeah, I think Fraser and Jake needs to be away. And just on the Jake, Fraser hadn't had a chance, and he's a good team player. I keep him. For me, Marco, I think he's got to be away. He's not getting this team. There's just no chance at all whatsoever. The question is he going to rush to leave the club? That's another thing. He needs games, especially when you've got some of the Euros coming up in 18 months' time. He needs games. And if he doesn't get picked for them, not going to play much game time, so it's right. I still don't understand why fans want ASM. He's a fantastic player, and as we loyal to the club, Julie, he has. I mean, he could have 1 or 2 bad games. On the third game, he could turn the game just like that. Simple as that. Player happy to lose. That's an easy one. That's Chris Wood. I mean, the sooner he goes, the better. He ain't good enough for my team. He's not. Pretty sure ringers have scored. That's from Jules. We need chances ASAP. That'll take time. Edison did good yesterday, and it's passing more, but it's getting quick for that now. Could be, if I pronounce this right. I send Chris Wood to any club for a carry pigeon. He just going to the championship for me. Wood has to go, but who will have him apart from the championship side? We'll find out in the next few weeks' time. Jules, chatting to Jules, and Jules chatting to Julie J. And yeah, what I've got to say is, right, I mean, if you look at the battle's been solid. Pete, Fabian Schär, what a player. I mean, that pass for Wilson was unlucky, and he was unlucky with a free kick goal, which hit the post. But other than that, he has been outstanding. He won 6 aerial battles as well.
Absolutely brilliant yesterday. Was pushing forward with the ball as well, which is what a ball played centre back does. And he's just been exceptional under Eddie Howe, hasn't he? The same like how he was playing under Rafa at the time. Yep, he's just been fantastic, and it's great to see the Fabian Schär, what we've been seeing this season and the season under Rafa pretty much. Yeah, excellent for me yesterday. The way he was pushed forward with the ball, as I mentioned. Yeah, very unlucky not to score as well. Hit the post.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was superb yesterday. Absolutely superb.
Absolutely. I mean, you had chances in the first half. I mean, Bruno's pass to Sean Longstaff. He's in the box, has about to pull the trigger. It was a fantastic tackle by a Fulham defender. Dived in for a goal-saving tackle. That would have been the back of the net. Callum Wilson had a couple of chances. Leno pushed it over the bar. He had a header straight at the keeper, and also that chance on the stroke of half-time, Mason, he should have scored.
I mean, obviously, Leno had a good game yesterday. It was just a shame he conceded that late on as well. I mean, Wilson played well. Some of the chances, like that for that chance example, some chances as well. He like that one in the first half as well. Obviously, Leno going down to his left. I mean, right. Sorry. Overall, we made some great chances, and I was just happy that we managed to score in the 80th minute. Leno yesterday overall was my man of the match for the saves he made.
Yeah,
keeping Fulham in the game, and obviously the sucker punch. 80th minute was a sucker punch when obviously Isak scored the winner, and overall we made some good chances before. Obviously, we managed to score in the 80th minute, and I want to give him obviously Tim Ream as well. Wow, for a guy at his age to put a performance in like yesterday was just unbelievable. Gotta give him credit.
Yeah, agree. Would the panel be okay if we don't get anyone in? Fingers don't be it. We need players coming in. We definitely need to get them in, sort of thing, because we're short on numbers. We need to improve the team. If we get any injuries like Bruno, like Joe Linton, or Callum Wilson, or Isak, we are going to be absolutely shafted. So we need to improve now. We're in the top 4 rather than improving the summer. We're finishing 7th for 9th. So we've got to show the players that we've got a project going, and we're going for the Champions League this season, top 4. So yeah, you need to get them in. We're halfway through the season, so expectations are now sky high. Realistically, what position do you think we'll finish? For me, Jeff, I'd take top 4. I think we can get top 4 this season. I really do think that, but we need to improve in January. This will tell us whether we get top 4 or not. We only lost once this season. We've got the best defense in the league, and hopefully, if we just count where we are, right, we don't have to be playing pretty, but 1-0 wins will do us, and we'll be absolutely fine, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but defense is so solid. We've not conceded a Premier League goal as well since Southampton away back in November. And look how many clean sheets we've got, even though, yeah, I am a little bit concerned we are not taking some of our chances we should be.
Yeah.
But you can tell that one for Isak, how we had to score that. He couldn't have missed from there, surely. That was an empty goal. He put that in. Definitely. Great. So, yeah, I think we'll start. Hopefully, should try and start take more of the chances. And we need to try and start to get a goal, particularly in the first half, because I think the past few home games we've not managed to do that at the moment, score in the first half of the game. But that we certainly can change that around, definitely.
Well said. On the cabbage, we didn't have a plan A, let alone plan B, lads. Exactly, Gary, exactly. There's good news on Bruno Scan. According to now, Luke Edwards come out and he is now saying that the worst fears has to be the Allied and likely to be a few days, possibly a week or 2 on the sidelines. We'll know more in the next 72 hours' time. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And thanks for that, Mark. And just go for it as well. Deals and shares are going out. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Charlotte's really good. And yeah, exactly. I like before I forget, also be a prediction on whether the other team's manager will throw a tantrum or not. I tell you what, we're going to talk about Fulham, by the way, people, right? I thought it came with a game plan. I thought they faced some cracking stuff, Mason, but they just didn't have that killer punch. That is the thing.
They did. Obviously, this is the best Fulham side I've seen in a long time, because you've seen a few times when they've come back up from like the two seasons when they come up from the Championship, it's fighting relegation. Now this season have come up, spent well on decent players, and they've got it right this season. With the big name players they've brought in like quality in the past, and they've brought in quality again last summer, and they've got it right. Marco Silva is doing a decent job as well. Obviously, the way he's got them playing as well. I just want to say as well who would thought Newcastle and Fulham fighting for Europe. It's just mental. And with the bit, but I would just want to say as well, people say we haven't spent. Look at Fulham. They're only two positions in the league below her. They haven't spent anybody. Yes, they've been linked with obviously Cedric from Arsenal on loan. I haven't signed him yet. They've been linked with players. They haven't bought anybody in. Why can Newcastle doing the same in their fourth? I mean, yes, people will say, "Oh, Newcastle and Fulham would be down there." Look where we are, fighting for bloody Europe, man. I just want to give credit to Eddie Howe and Marco Silva for what they've done with both clubs, because both clubs are having an outstanding season so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Go for the consequence on to the Mitrovic penalty miss, and also was it a penalty or not? The meltdown by our fan base and Neil's teacher was pretty embarrassing, but at the same time, not really surprised. Yeah, again, I've noticed that on my fan base as well, especially on social media, just having a go at each other, sort of feel back again, be positive. We're doing fantastic. It's as simple as that. And Toon, chanting the Toon. Mitro's miss was a case of divine intervention. Rest in peace. So hear me. Pete, was it a penalty first of all? Or what was Mitchell's penalty, man? That's a farce, man.
I mean, it's not a penalty for me. I've seen it back. Reed actually catches Trippier's foot first. So that is not a penalty. So that technically should be given the other way around, shouldn't it? But again, the penalty, I mean, it's bonkers, that rule. If apparently you take 2 touches, the goal's not allowed to be given if the penalty's been scored. I mean, it's funny because you see penalties get retaken if, say, the keeper's off his line, or if someone goes too quickly behind whoever's taking the penalty. Mm-hmm. It's a bit funny, but I suppose the rules are rules. And if you take 2 touches in terms of taking a penalty, and, well, that's what it is then. The rules are the rules, I suppose. And that's why Mitrovic's penalty goal was not allowed to be given.
And rightly so. Go on, Pete. Go on.
It's a crazy rule, that one, absolutely.
It's a crazy rule, but that was never a penalty. I mean, it looked a real time looked a penalty, but when it went back to it, sort of thing, we had to check it ourselves as well. But we'll look at watch it back last night. I thought, Christ, that's never a penalty. And goes in the booth, Mr. Dean. Surprise, surprise. 2 quality players in the window can guarantee in the top 6. But not taking away from the effort that the current players have given. One of them, it better not be Scott McTominay. It better not be him, by the way, Mason.
Oh.
I'm surprised you said that, because you said you will want him here because you.
I'm not.
Nah. McTominay, nah. You've seen him, obviously, he's been out the Man United side because of Casemiro, Fred, and Fernandes. Yes, Fernandes has been criticised for his performances, but apart from that, at least to keep McTominay because he's a liability as well. I mean, to be fair, McTominay can go down year 1, not up the M1, because I wouldn't dare have him at Newcastle because he's just simply not good enough.
Not for me. I mean, we linked to players, Pete, as well. We link if it's Savage, we linked with him. Maddison, Tielemans is out of contract at the end of the season. I mean, if you go, and even Ruben Neves as well, which midfielder would you take? Are you still sticking to Neves or?
Neves, but I think that Savage will be great as well. I've heard he's supposed to be really highly rated.
Class that.
As well, definitely, yes. So it's probably between him or Neves in terms of that CM role. But Maddison, I would definitely love him. That's the thing. Whether it's this window or whether it's the next window, there'll be a time where he'll leave Leicester. I think he wants to move away from Leicester.
Leicester?
Well, he wants to leave Leicester, Maddison.
Oh, I thought he went with Neves.
Oh, no.
I was going to say.
Never. Wow.
No, I think Madison. I think he wants to leave Leicester, which again you could tell by his face when we play them on Boxing Day.
Well, I mean, we can see what happens in the training window. But for me, my personal opinion, I think Madison will be a summer buy. I think that's a will sell 60 mil if Milinkovic Savic is available and Newcastle desperately want him by all accounts. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. Nobody knows. We'll see. I feel we need to sign at least one more most important 2 weeks coming up. We need to get someone in very, very quickly. And big up to Cenk, by the way, from Cyprus. Hope you're okay, my guy. And as good as ASM is, it's incredibly hard to store when you're injured. Some might say it impossible. That's a fair possible to score. Or, yeah, hard to scare. And see what you mean, Ches. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right there. Back on November. Feels weird hearing that as an Andrew. Big up to Andrew. Welcome back, mate. We aren't the finishing article by a long way. A long shot. We also won't win every game or perform amazingly. However, we are still in the early days of the process perspective. Jules, thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Jules. I appreciate that there. Really appreciate that. It takes time. It's a project. It's a project for a reason. And totally agree with you there, Pete. I don't trust Longstaff as a CDM, but great going forward. I mean, Pete, he should have scored. Like I said, he was unlucky. Alfred had a good game yesterday again, right?
But he was really good again.
I like him.
Did really well again. I thought he was excellent again, Longstaff. I mean, he was partially involved for the winning goal we scored, crossed the ball into the box, which got to Wilson, which then he assisted for Isak, which is good to see. Local lad as well, which you like, wanted to see do well at the club as well. He's starting to really turn it around. He does need to work on his shooting, though, because he must be thinking that he's playing a game of rugby at the moment because his shots are going over the crossbar at the moment. But I couldn't have fault that performance yesterday. It was excellent for me again from Longstaff. And he's really starting to prove. And yeah, which is really, really great to see one of our own now do so well.
Yeah,
we really
absolutely. Absolutely. Go for the comments as well. Fulham didn't have a shot on target, mate. We were too much Fulham, and it just shows how good a team we are coming. You know what it is, Paul? I have to agree with you. They look good going forward. They passed the ball nicely, but they got no killer instinct apart from Mitro. Take Mitro out of the team, then Fulham's gotten out really. But I mean, they need. I mean, if Mitchell gets injured, they got to find a way. They got that Tim Finches as well on loan from Benfica. And he used to be at London Tottenham Hotspur. But you're right, we did find a way, and what a win it was. Fulham was a tricky team. We played pretty poorly, but found a way while keeping another clean sheet. Lucky with the penalty incident, but over the course of the season, we deserved that look. Only positives, absolutely right. And big up to John, by the way. John, do the subscribe button, please, mate. I believe it's your first time. Wilson,
look what he's done!
John, go back. Look at his profile picture.
Look at the picture closely.
Oh, man.
John Martial.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I tell you, makes you love that, though. Makes you love that. Wilson will conquered. He's getting in the right areas, but it's not quite found in a minute. Mason, he's way off the pace in a minute.
He is. I mean,
wow.
Wonder who that is behind that. It's not me, John.
Not for you.
It's not. Be Chippers probably. Longstaff. Yesterday he had a few decent chances. Obviously he set up the goal for Isak. Some of the chances yesterday he wasted as well. But somehow he got there yesterday with the pass to Isak for the winning goal. And yesterday, I think he did well yesterday as well. Hopefully he'll play that against Crystal Palace on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cracking game on Saturday. I don't think we made the goals in it, but it'll be a cracking game. I think it's a hard place to go at Sellers Park all the way through. Shearer highlighted last week when Sean brings to the team. top 4 finish or cup win. Which would you take? For me, I'd take top 4, to be honest with you, all day long. What about you, Pete?
So far, I think it's got to be the Carabao Cup because that's a trophy. That brings us a trophy, and if we win that, if we get to the final and win that, that gives us a trophy after not winning a domestic cup for so long. Yeah, I think you got it so far. Take the Carabao Cup because we can win that. We certainly can win that. We really can, and that's a trophy.
Fair enough. Mason?
I'll be happy if we win the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
First silverware, made a domestic silverware in a long time.
Yeah.
And then obviously, we just hope after that our season doesn't dip. That's a problem. Our season might dip, season might not dip. But hopefully we'll win the Carabao Cup again if we play Man U. And hopefully we'll get both top 4 and Carabao Cup if we get past them. So hopefully we'll. That's my opinion.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Nothing's perfect, and that's what makes it great. Jules, you're right, mate. 2 weeks takes us to 30th. So Bruno may miss the cup tie. I hope we contact before that as well, Alan. But you just never know. We'll find out on tomorrow, Wednesday. So got one from Jules as well. We're also not Man City or PSG. We're Newcastle. We'll navigate this our way. Sure, we can learn, but just because we don't copy doesn't mean we fall. Exactly. Totally agree with you. We struggled because of injuries, the main reason. Longstaff isn't our US team of the week. That's I Like Coffee.
Yes.
I thought that's a great choice there. Big up to Paul, by the way, and Thai Arsenal Fans TV. That's big up to Paul, by the way. Hit the subscribe button, please, mate. If you can, that'd be brilliant. There he is, head coach at the Red. Opposition teams have like 6 to 8 players in the box at times, so it's so congested in the box and requires us to deliver more clear passes like Bruno to Longstaff. Exactly. I'd like to say Dan Burn put on his arm. It was more than a pen and that. Like, do you think, Pete, Dan Burn was lucky not to get sent off? I mean, Marcus Silva was absolutely furious.
Yeah, he was. I can understand, but Dermot Gallagher thinks that wasn't a penalty at all. He thinks that he's just looking for that. He doesn't think there's enough in that. Dermot Gallagher. Okay, everyone's going to have a little opinions, but
Yeah,
I've seen them given before. So Dan Burn kind of a little bit lucky not to do that because, yeah, they have been given before.
I've seen it given before as well. Pope's going the right way, so the rule favours the keeper. Thanks, Mark, of course, a ledge. Nevis will be the ideal sign. Gives a different option for goals outside the box. That's the Claude lad. Thank you very much indeed. Shame for that Spurs for kicking Ramsdale. The stadium's kick was so poor. I've got to come on to that as well. It was absolutely shocking. Spurs Stewart, shame on you. You allowed him to kick Ramsdale or attempt to kick Ramsdale's back. That is not on. I can't condone this at any football ground as well. I hope the guy gets caught. Social media, I hope he gets banned for life. I really, really do.
Absolutely.
And you know what? They're yobs. They're not Tottenham fans. They're not any football fans.
Absolutely not. Not to mention another team in blue in Merseyside think it's okay to get Everton's CEO in a bloody headlock.
I was absolutely fuming when I heard
And
that.
not to mention, that's also attack on a female as well, which I do not condemn at all. Ban him for life. Ban the fan from life for pretending games.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if I was Yerry Mina, I would have done something about to that fan as well, sort of thing. Fair play to her. I agree with Paul. Fair play to Mina for not clocking him one, do you know what I mean? But he stood up to them, he talked to the fan, cool, that is fine, but they're in big trouble, but that's for another day. Eddie's made it clear he doesn't want the Man U flop in this press conference.
No, I don't want McTominay.
No. Our scout team was in Rennes yesterday game. I hope they get to decide Martin Terrier plus Ruben Neves. We are linked. This is 2 very good and technical can change Newcastle United team. Cavs a better way. That's Gent. I tell you what, I'd take them both. I think they're both cracking players. I really do. It has to be Pete. 2 touches. You can tap it closer to goal. First touch, then shoot. He tried that mid row. It didn't quite work. How knows he I'm very light in midfield now. We have Shelby, Bruno, Anderson are out with injuries. He said they're going to review it. My guess is we will see at least one CM. And I'll tell you what, we definitely need another midfielder, which brings it on to Milinkovic Savic, will give us more goal threat. He's more attacking player, and he gets at the end to free kicks as well. What a player he is. Watch him a lot. Hard to see Wolves selling their captain, though.
Money talks, so.
Exactly. Money talks. Ruben Neves amazing. Before we go through this, going for the player ratings as well. And Eddie has a top player, young and strong. We've got to go for young players. I wonder if Fulham will swap Isak Diop. No, thank you. Don't want Diop. Not for me. I see us getting Conor Gallagher and CS, maybe Fresneda too. Fresneda, it's been linked with a lot of clubs, not just us, Arsenal, United, Juve, Leverkusen, and it's been linked as well.
What United, John? What United?
Move on. Of course, on Man United. John, the Qatar takes over Liverpool. PF has a position to make course. They would give Liverpool unlimited money to get back in the top 4 next season. That's according to Team Revival. Even lads while bullying result on Sunday. Big up to David, by the way. Thank you so much for making a comment, mate. It was fantastic. With the lead, they found a way. I would love to see trips tried in midfield. That's not going to happen anytime soon. I don't get all the hate for Longstaff. He's been playing this hard and together with Joe Linton and Bruno has been valued to us. That's very good. So hit the subscribe button, please, but if you can, that'd be brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. And go for this before we go for the player ratings. And let's have a look as well. Oh, Martial. Haven't seen much here, just opinions. But when Longstaff players, well, he is very good. Carbo cop first in the top 4. That's Julie Gear, Martin Terrier, and Ruben Neves. I tell you what, that'd be amazing. We get one of those two. Even one will do. A high press will be too much for Palace again. So, like last time, I reckon they were part of the bus, and we maybe won by a goal to nil. I don't think Palace fans would want to be part of the bus, but I hope we get a win. Sean needs to think about the final ball when shooting or passing. A bit of hit and hook for me. That's from Davey. He's been playing very good in general, but we should be proud of him. That's doing good as well. I think we need Scott Death for Champions League football. That's from Julie. And Longside's been playing well, just should not shoot, got to pass. The Serbian midfielder, Milinkovic Savic, we are linked as a serious baller. He is a serious baller, by the way. We need to beat Southampton first. I take a trophy over top 4. Spurs finished in top 4, but trophyless. There's no reason why we can't get both top 4 in the cup, lads. That's a Gary D. What will happen to your spot a cup game if we're in the Champions League and say Man U in the final and top 4? Who gets that cup place? That's a tricky one. Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Pete? Get a Euro spot. We win the cup. We win the Carabao. We've been Europa Conference. I'm sure we're getting the.
It's one of them. It's definitely Conference or Europa League. It's definitely one of the two 100%. For win this Carabao Cup. Yeah, absolutely.
Who would John support in the final? Newcastle United, Mr. Field. Newcastle United. Thanks, that Jules. I think I realised that as well. And I just don't see why we need to choose between the Carabao Cup and the top 4. We're in such a strong position that I'm giving myself permission to dream. Cheers. You keep dreaming, love, and matey. You're a top guy, and we'll let you dream. Anything comes to support us. I take top 4, but only because it would get our plan 2-3 seasons ahead of the plan. That's some truths. Danbo needs to stop that shirt pulling. I tell you what, Mason, he needs to stop that because he'll get found out very soon.
Mm-hmm. He showed it yesterday.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was on yesterday. I'm sure it was Andreas. But yeah. he's gonna get himself into trouble if he gets caught doing that. I'm sure it was Andreas. He pulled shirt. I think it was in the first half because I was in Leeds. I think it was Andreas who he pulled the shirt. But he does it like part of like each game, but he gets away with it somehow. But he's gonna get like caught in if he does it, then he's going to find himself trouble as well.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go straight to the player rating. Southampton looking good at the minute. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm going to make this clear, right? Listen, everyone said we're going to be in London. We're going to take over London. We're going to get to the final. It is not a gimme. Yeah.
What I will see with Southampton, they beat an Everton side who are just in absolute dire straits at the moment.
They are. Yeah.
And I think with the Man City game that they won, but Man City did kind of rotate a lot, and I think they showed Southampton quite a lot of respect, I thought, in my opinion. I mean, Pep, you don't play a Walker in centre-back in a back four for starters. And I think Southampton kind of used that as an advantage. And for the second goal, the keeper's just well off his line, and Gineppo just kind of sees, right, he's off his line. So I'm taking aim here, and this is going to go in the back of the net. So we can't beat Southampton because I think we'll play with full strength going into that, into both games. Eddie Howe knows how he much wants to win this competition. He will go with his strongest side. Absolutely will. Think about what we did down at their place, even though we went in our best. Though we stuck 4 past them down there. We played our strongest side in both games. We certainly could win both of the legs, the games, away and at home.
Depends how we do it at home. We've got to do it at home, Pete. That's all I'm concerned. Do it at home.
That's the main thing.
You got to do it at home. If I tell you what, a lot of people I spoke to would be happy for a draw and take it back to our place. I mean, a lot of people would take that, but I say give it a go.
If you get the win away first, that gives us an opportunity.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And by the way, tickets will be open tomorrow at the club as well. So they'll be open match tickets as well. So just for you.
So own seats for your own seat tomorrow.
You have your own seat, Pete.
Oh yes, me as well. I'll be on seat.
May as well. Exactly.
I'll be as well.
Yeah. Ben Burns treading the thin line. Hope he learns from it. Exactly. And go through this before we go to player ratings as well. Burns known for pulling shirts and holding people in the box. He's cut that shit out as it's going to screw us over. Exactly. I'm sure Eddie Howe would tell him the same thing. ASM trapped back. I was very surprised. We said things about Bruce and Ashley as we were the worst supporters in the world, but not heard as much about these incidents. Correct. The ball struck Andrews before he was fouled by Burns. Should have been a free kick. One of the savages is Bakata built up the media, but the players goes nowhere. This is why we have got to wait and see. They are indeed devious. They are indeed. I've got to say, he's got a spot on their terriers. World class. Know how to cut in and score. Liverpool wanted him. He's better than all wingers. Very, very true. If you don't take a serious stand against violence at grounds, there's a problem. It could have resulted in serious injury. The cowards and scum. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Jules. Thank you very much indeed. Talk a lot of sense. Should be Prime Minister, by the way. Wasn't that good at West Ham, so I wouldn't bother asking Julie J. Then Scouse is back in.
To be honest, I just want to cut in. Yeah,
go for it.
Diop. It just shows you what West Ham are missing, because he's went to Fulham for how much, and he's played really, really well. He's played yesterday. Him and Reem were playing well yesterday.
Exactly. I agree. And we did have got caught up on that goal. As Highwaysman got injured by tracking back, Ashley sprinting back to stop the Wolves disallowed counter attack. God bless him. And our Spurs to Courtney Mackhams on Julie J. Yes. Oh, that's a kiss. And Courtney Mackhams down to about Reed. And I know Chelsea debt was cleared, but have you seen how much they spent? And that doesn't include player wages, agent fees. It's a joke, Pete. It's a joke.
You're just thinking, how are they spending all this money and not getting away with it?
They can do what they want, but we can't do what we want. That's the thing. That is a joke. 8-year contracts. And it's based on 8 years done. I tell you, Mudryk better be a success. He better hit the ground running. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. BDB, big down, but just keep dancing and start shirt pulling. Correct. Thank you very much to do Truls. Appreciate that. I will take a cup and top 4. Why not have some faith, man? That is Wayne. See you at 8. And let's sign Ruben on 20k a week for 25 year, and that will teach FFPs who is on it. I don't think it take 20k a week. I take a 1-0 scrappy win away to Saints, and thank you very much indeed, Ches. I thought we need some additions in the midfield before the injuries. Now, for sure, every player I mentioned before joined other teams in this window. Daniel Forrest, Gorman for Wolves, and Andrea Santos at Chelsea. Right, let's go to the player ratings, guys. You know what to do. We're going to give a player rating marks out of 10, and you can join in as well. So let's go straight on to you, Pete. I'll start with you, Nick Pope. I mean, he didn't have much to do, but his distribution hasn't been great yesterday, and I can't lie. But other than that, another clean sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not really tested a lot. That was the thing. And yeah, I know he had to tip one away, I think, just to be on the safe side when a corner came in. So yeah, but yeah, not a lot to do. So 7.
Cool. 7 out of 10 for Carl Darlow. Mason, go to right back.
Darlow?
Darlow.
That's a Darlow? Pope, sorry. I had a mare there. Even 50 people watching the show think I had a mare as well. Sorry. Sorry, guys. What about start again? Kieran Trippier and right back. Mason.
7 as well. Obviously, his passing wasn't that good today, but his defending was good. His defending was better than his passing, which he needs to work on for the Palace game on Saturday. So for me, I would have given Kieran Trippier an 8, but I'm downgrading it to a 7 just because his passing was sloppy and poor yesterday.
Thanks very much. Sorry, mate. Thanks for that.
Nice change again.
2 reds. I've already seen behind this, by the way. We've got to investigate this, by the way. I'll find a way. Not a man. Love it. Yeah, cool. Let's go on to the other side, Pete. Big Dan Burney. I mean, look, listen. I thought he had another good display, but he needs to cut out the shirt pulling, by the way. I'm not going to lie. We all know his creativity on the ball is limited, let's be real. But at the end of the day, he made a couple of interceptions in the first half, which helped him a lot. But he's been solid.
Absolutely. And he did what he did yesterday, I thought, as well. Definitely knew where he had to come back in terms of his defending, and he's now starting to learn that left-back role a lot more now in terms of getting forward, which is good. Which is really, really good. And yeah, I was happy. I think Dan Burn deserves an 8 for me.
Dan Burn, 8 out of 10. Cool. And let's go on to the centre back. So I'm going to give you Fabian Schär. Mason, for me, I mean, he was outstanding yesterday, yet again. Outstanding. Lovely through ball to Wilson, and he missed that chance. He was looking for the free kick. Another day would hit the back of the net. But for me, he played some beautiful balls over the top. And let's be real, and he's been outstanding. This guy has improved this season, the most improved player.
10 out of 10. Solid about again. I mean, that's got to be one of the best partnerships in the Premier League. With the way Shaw and Botman are playing. I've been impressed with. Obviously, I was impressed with them again yesterday. And I've been impressed with them all season when they've been playing, because with having lost at home, we haven't lost at home this season with them too. Just with 4, we're making our defense. That's why we've got the best defensive record in the league, because we've got because Trippier's and the coaching staff are making our defense solid. And you wouldn't see Jamal Lascelles do that, making our defense really, really tight.
Yeah.
You showed Sheffield Wednesday was a prime example of that. Lascelles didn't make our defense tight enough, and Trippier does. So and fair play to whoever has made Shaw. Obviously it's going to be Eddie Howe, but Shaw 10 out of 10. Yesterday, his being his normal self, a really, really fantastic centre back, because we know he got Bruce and Benitez liked them, and Eddie Howe a really, really good defender. So for me, sure, 10.
Big up to Vamin Share, 10 out of 10. Nick Pope, 9 out of 10. Oh, Jules, I think you're a bit generous there, pet. At the end, not the D, but it's your ratings, by the way. You can join the fun. Let's go on to Sven Botman. Again, he defends properly. 35 million quid he costs, right, Pete? And let's be real, right? Yet again, he had Mitchell in his pocket, strong on the ball. He's a quarterback. And you know what? This guy's passing ability as well. The back has been outstanding as well.
Absolutely. He just shows is what we needed as well. His passing's really, really good as well. He can certainly pick a long ball out as well, which is really, really good. And look at the way he's done what this man's done for us as well. Yeah, in terms of the rating, I think an 8 for Botman.
8 out of 10. I can see what Jules is trying to say. Julie J is trying to say it, because Nick Pope tried to waste a bit of time as well. We went down. We went down, so Bruno can get some treatment as well. He wasn't injured, Pope, by the way, but I can see why Julie gave him a 9 out of 10. I can see why. Let's have a list one. I'm pretty sure Eric Cantona got a 10-game ban. It was in famous kung fu kick into the crowd. Should that Spurs fan suffer the same fate or kicking Arsenal's keeper? Or should he get a lifetime ban? He should get a lifetime ban for me, in my opinion. Let's be real. I thought I was a bit generous. I love seeing Nick Pope. Brilliant. 9. Best on earth, that Dutch robot. Yeah, Dutch robot. Something's got to be behind that, by the way. Let's be real. But Eric Cantona, what a class player. One of the best players in the Premier League, alongside Shearer and others as well. Let's go.
Knew you say that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, you got to be honest about that Cantona. That guy, he only cost what, 1 million? 1 million? Less of that. Let's go on to the midfield. Your turn, Mason. I'm going to give you Sean Longstaff. I mean, he started poorly, I'm not going to lie, but he was unlucky with that shot where he got Fulham with the last-ditch tackle. He done the dirty work really, really well. The one thing I noticed about him now, I think he's a lot fitter. He's got an engine in him, and I've also as well, it could be a canny number 6.
I'll give Longstaff a either a 7 or an 8.
Oh, I think he deserves a bit higher.
Actually, I'll give him a 9.
Yay, that's it.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Like first bit of the first half, he was sloppy and poor in play and pieces as well, and then he started to go into the game, and then obviously he set up the winner for Isak. So for me, Longstaff gets a number 9, not number 9, a 9 from me. But if he plays well from like the first whistle onwards till the last whistle, then he can get like a 10.
Fair enough. Pete, I'm going to give you the Brazilian maestro, Bruno. Again, look, he wasn't at his best. That injury hadn't helped at all. For me personally, he should have gone straight off the pitch when the ball came to him. He hobbled towards that ball. For me, he should have been straight off. But again, that pass to Longstaff was magic. And yeah, what would you give him?
I think I'll give Bruno a 7, and that is because he only played the first half. If he played the second half, I probably would have given him a bit more. But yeah, 7 because the first half, and I think he should have really came off. You could tell he really struggled. I could tell. I'm thinking he's struggling. The way he went down from there. So yeah.
Yeah, big up to Frederick Axelson, by the way. Do hit the subscribe button, please, Fred, if you can, if it's your first time. Thank you very much indeed for joining the fun. Click on the sky. Yeah, I have to agree. He's so underrated. He is indeed. For me, he's getting better, for me, in my opinion. You should have those panel balls for the scoring, like on Strictly. That's on Jules. And Bruno, a 7. Cantona made dipped into Man United. And made them win it. Title winning side, great player through. I hated Aston Allen, and when Seagulls trawler, it's because they think siders who fall into the sea. That's in chairs. Love that one. Big up. Let's go on to Mason Jorlington. I'm out on the match, by the way. I can't lie.
10 out of 10. I mean, Leicester was phenomenal, and he's obviously, yes, he went to the Gallagher corner and apologised for what he did through the week after the Leicester game, but I don't care if he's got done for drink driving. He's still the player what we love. So, and he's still putting in performances to know he put the performance in yesterday to know that he's like sorry for what he did, and after that performance we're all forgiven now. So for me, Joe Linton gets a 10 out of 10 for he's had a tough few days, but he still put the performance in yesterday. So Joe Linton 10 out of 10. I'm main man of the match from the Newcastle end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Julie J agrees with you as well. 10 out of 10. Jules said John's not a red. Jules, you are correct. I'm not a red. Even Jules said I'm not a red. Brilliant. Julie J is a beast. 10 out of 10, getting 10s and 10s as well. I forget sometimes. I tell you what, I think Jules and Ches will be fantastic in a show. I think it'll be amazing. I'll get a front seat for that as well. Let's go on to Joe Willock. I didn't think he played that well, to be honest with you, yesterday for me. I mean, he's been quiet. The one thing he did, he made a run down the left-hand side, but unfortunately didn't come to naught. Full of energy, but he just didn't have an impact on the game.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad, I thought. He did put himself about at times. Yeah. So 7 for Willock.
7 for Willock, fair enough. And Miggy Amiron, putting a shift in again as usual, and he works hard, trying to make things happen, as you all know. And been pressing Fulham's back line as well. And but his final ball was a little bit off, in my opinion. But one thing I will not fault him is his commitment.
Is Salmon for me, John?
Yeah, it's to you.
Yes, he put a shift in yesterday, but I mean, he needs to obviously put the performances in as like he done against whoever it was. But like he put the performance in against Man City. And then I forgot who he keeps scoring against. Oh, like Southampton as well, putting the shifts in. But for me, I'm one gets a 8. He put a shift in, but he needs to work a little bit more harder. So for me, Alan one gets an 8.
8 out of 10. Okay. And Pete, we got Callum Wilson there. I mean, for me, we all love him. But again, he was way off the pace yesterday. He should have scored a couple yesterday. I can't lie. The one that's before half time, I mean, let's be real. That should have been in the back of the net, and he shot straight to Leno.
Yeah, he should have done. But he still did what he did. I thought his work rate was exceptional, I thought. And to set up Isak for the winner for us was brilliant. So I think Wilson deserves an 8.
Okay, fair enough. We've got the substitutes as well. We're going to start with ASM, who came on for Buda Gimarash. And I'll give you that one, Mason. Look, he did try. I'm not going to lie. And, and he did, especially he was unlucky with a shot just wide on the post. But other than that sort of thing, he did try. Without success, but what do you think of his performance?
I think his passing's starting to improve. He's I think it was his dribbling. I think it was his dribbling. What it was starting to be a little bit better. For me, ASM gets a 7. And John, I think you've missed out Willock.
No, no, he's done
No,
Willock.
No.
Oh, have
He's
you?
done Willock.
Oh,
I
He's done
did
Willock.
Willock. I did
Oh.
Willock.
You gave him a 7.
7, yeah.
You understand? Before we go on to Isak, because I've got some comments. So don't Palace play on Thursday against Man U, then play us on Saturday. That should give us an advantage. I tell you, if that is true, that'd be good for us, by the way. I think Vieira would be absolutely peed off for that as the case. How said that was the illness Wilson had. Really nothing about. I'm sure it's still reflected in his performance at St. Jules. It could be. If he gets better soon, I mean, I'm a Wilson fan. I hope he comes back to his best. But the one thing he's doing is putting an effort in every time he goes on that pitch. We've got Wilson 8, Isak 8. Pete, I mean, came on, scored a winner. And look, he also put himself about as well.
Looks hungry, looks sharp. Glad he's back. Just got to keep him fit now. There'll be more to come. There's more to come from him, definitely. You can tell. You get in those right areas. That's exactly what you do in terms of being a centre forward and being our record signing now. He's hungry. He is hungry, definitely. And he couldn't have missed from there, surely not. Isak, 8.
Isak, 8 out of 10. Give him a striker from Sweden.
Oh,
Yes, absolutely. And you've got an Isak fan in as well. The Isak with Swedish flag. Big up to you. It's Wednesday night, just yet. Well done, Paul. Isak. And also, Julie gives Isak a 10. Wow. Fair enough. And we've got Mason as well. You're on mute again, mate. You're on mute. Mason, mute. Thank you. Go give you Jacob Murphy. I mean, look, he didn't do much, didn't he?
Nah. I'll give him a. I'm not working.
Standard 5?
Aye, 5 going.
Standard 5.
He didn't have much time to come on, and
Yeah.
I think he'll be gone. Hopefully, he'll be. I think he'll be gone this window as well.
He needs to. Big time. Isak, definitely more to come from him. He's going to be a hell of a player. I'm a big Isak fan, by the way. If it's going to get him, I was so chuffed when he signed the guy. 2 out of 10 from Julie. Although Wilson did not score, Faye had a good game. That's from Alan. Murphy played a part in the goal build-up. He gets a 7. Okay, cool. Let's go on to the fans. Pete used yesterday. I thought the fans were quiet for me.
Well, you missed a player out, but I don't think it's enough to give him a rating. Chris Wood.
Oh, right. You can't give him much, can you? You can't give him much.
No. Yeah.
I'll give him much. We give him a 5 anyway. Give him a standard 5. And Murphy a 4. Murphy played a big part in the goal. That's a Frederick. Thanks. Or you watch, please click and subscribe as free. Also check out PD's channel and do the same. It really helps. Thank you, Jules. Thank you. So fans, rating for the fans, Pete.
Fans. I thought it got a little bit flat at the beginning, but I thought the fans started to lighten up throughout the rest of the game. I thought, particularly in that second half, and when we were pushing forward, trying to get that goal, in which we finally got it as well. I'll give fans an 8.
Okay, Mason, referee.
Giving us a 5. There was times where he give us a few fouls away, and then obviously, I mean, the penalty instance. I mean, he didn't get anything, but the thing is, Mike Dean. If you haven't known, Mike Dean is going to be getting suspended for what happened yesterday.
Exactly. Chris would not have been in that position that Isak was to win the game. Huge plus having him back, a massive. Yeah, see him back. I think Chris would have headed that one over the bar. Let's be real. If he did that, I would have been just laughing. I just don't know whether to laugh or cry. Pete, I'm going to give you the honour of Mr. Howe.
Oh, Mr. Howe. Well, what can you say about our manager, Mr. Eddie Howe? He just gets it right every game now. And, yeah, he's just been fantastic. We'll love him. We'll simply get behind him. And, Yep, he's just so positive now in terms of being a manager. I think you've got to give Eddie Howe double figures, a 10 as well.
He got his tactics right, did he? Subs right, did he? Tactical right there, sort of thing, going Isak on, didn't he? So that was a big, big plus, by the way. He had to do something about it and quick because the game was going away from us big time. So 10 out of 10 for him. So, guys, what do you think of the play ratings? Leave your comments section down below and give us your play ratings as well in the chat as well, or leave a comment as well. Do that. I should look at it as well. And Julie G and Alan says 10. I do think we need to work a bit more on set players as well. Yeah, I've noticed that as well, Paul. Yeah, so there you go. Well, guys, going to wrap it up there as well. And thanks for coming on, guys. And did you enjoy coming on tonight, guys?
Absolutely, yes. Thanks so much, John.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And Mason, can you give us a shout out on socials, please, mate? And where can you find us?
Mason Ford at Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Instagram's MFC639.
Big up. And Pete, where can we find you, mate? Tell us all your socials, mate, because your channel is getting better. It's lit. Go for it.
Absolutely. So channel PD Proudlock, feel free to subscribe. What we got coming up this week. Thursday we'll have the preview for the Palace game. Friday we'll have the Bonker Show on a Friday night is what I normally do. Saturday it'll be the watch along for the game. Hopefully you can join me for that, Mr. Sinclair.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think someone's gonna get us the tickets on for the Palace game, sort of thing.
Okay.
From Palace fans on the chat as well.
Nice.
So hopefully, but eagle-eyed football. So
I think of it.
Come back to him Thursday very latest on that one. But if he doesn't know, he doesn't tell us, then I'll do the watching on you, mate.
That's no problem. That's all. And probably the next day will be the match review and player ratings as well. So, yeah, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you would feel free, if you haven't already done so.
Hey, John, you should have... Sorry, Peter.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Mason, quickly.
Hey, John, you should have a weekend in London because you've got Crystal Palace on Saturday and you've got Man United or Arsenal.
Oh, God.
Oh,
yeah, and
man.
the rest of the other socials will be Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, PD Prologue. Feel free to follow me on there as well.
Yeah. Cool stuff. Bye to you, I appreciate that. And Nat, thanks a lot, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button, please, if you can. That'd be brilliant. Thank you. Great chat, lads. Thanks, Alan, Jeff. Fantastic having you on, mate. Thanks so much indeed. Please hit subscribe. I believe that's okay. And thank you for joining the fun as well. Third time, great guy. Goodbye. See you shortly. And also, great show, lads. And the Toon review will be on live at 8 o'clock. So jump on for that. Paul, Billy, and Alex, I believe. And I tell you what, great pirate guy, Paul. I love him to bits as well. So big up the Paul. So the Toon view should be a fantastic show. So, guys, I've already do backstage very quickly. And thanks so much for coming in. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be the transfer show, or it could be the penalty prediction. I'll try and get Maisie back on. So, until guys, thanks for watching. It's a goodbye.